This behind me is the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Now, I am quite late to the party in terms of reviewing this model, but thankfully my colleagues have driven this car at the official launch, so if you want to watch that full review, head to our YouTube channel. Today, however, I want to find out if this is the cream of the executive sedan crop. Now, in order for that car to be that, it needs to tick certain boxes, so let's find out. One of the most important factors in this segment is the way a car looks. And I mean, just look at the C-Class, it's gorgeous. I personally think it's one of the best looking cars in its segment at the moment, and that's because it basically looks like a baby S-Class, and that's saying a lot. This specific model is fitted with the AMG line, it's got matte paint, and it's got 19-inch wheels. But that does come at a cost, because as low slung and as sleek as it looks, dare I say gangster, it is very low. So much so, driving on normal roads does become quite painful because you end up scraping and scraping and scraping. And I mean, I don't know about you, a million rand car, scraping and scraping and scraping, it's not that nice. The interior of the C-Class has improved incredibly compared to the old vehicle. The old vehicle had a number of undesirable materials, but as you can see, this new one is very luxurious. From the stitching to the soft touch dashboard to the metal bits used, everything feels very good. If you look closely, however, you can complain that some things still feel a bit plasticky, but overall, you'd swear that you're in a baby S-Class. And one of the biggest aspects that make this car so luxurious is this. From this infotainment screen, you can control a number of features in this vehicle. You can control the settings of the car, your apps, your media, your navigation. Unlike other huge tablet screens out there, I like the fact that this is quite easy to use. It's not overly complicated. And normally what happens when you've got something that is so minimalistic, it does get too complicated. But thankfully, that's not the case in this car. To add to the technological prowess of this car, you do have a further digital instrument cluster which gives you relevant information about the vehicle. You can also customize how it looks. If you look over there, I can change the settings from sport to classic, and that of course is all controlled through the steering wheel, which gives you lovely haptic feedback, so you don't really have to press anything. You can literally just touch and everything responds accordingly. Unlike in its older sibling, the S-Class, I'd rather be in the front of the C-Class as opposed to being in the back. That being said though, the back of this vehicle is not a bad place to be in at all. I've got a decent amount of legroom, decent amount of headroom, I've got air vents to keep me nice and cool, but you can understand why most people end up going for the crossover equivalent of cars like this. And we need to remember that Merc has got a ton of crossovers and SUVs to choose from. Now, I'd be lying if I said the new C-Class isn't a lovely vehicle to drive. In fact, I think it's currently at the top of the pile in its segment. We need to remember that the BMW 3 Series and the Audi A4 are both facelifted versions, whereas this car is a brand new vehicle inside and out. And I must say, it does show.